So today I told you guys I was gonna do a labor and delivery video. So I'm basically share you from me everything that happened, the story leading up to me going to labor, and how I didn't know that I was really in labor. So let's go ahead and tell you guys that story. So obviously I was my term, so I was 39 weeks and 5 days, I want to say. Yeah, okay, so 5 days. And basically it was just one night, you know. Keep in mind I didn't have no pain, no nothing, no like, I don't know, I just had a little back pain, you know, but I had no real like symptoms or warning signs that I was about to go into labor. So it just kind of happened for me. So I was 2 days past my due date. I was due on the 13th and I gave birth on the 15th. Keep in mind the 15th was when the world was supposed to get off lockdown or whatever. So we really wanted to wait till the 15th because we thought, okay, whatever, the hospital will open up and maybe we can have more than one person in the room with me, you know. So like my mom and my boyfriend's mom can be in there too. So we're like, okay, the 15th. So I was like, no. Okay, my mom and everyone was saying the 15th. I was like, no. We're gonna give birth early. So I ended up, you know, going past my due date, the 13th, and I had a doctor appointment on the 15th. But on that night, me and my boyfriend always fall asleep on the phone, and one of us will always hang up. So just because our phone will get hot or something. So we normally don't wake up on the phone with each other, but we both wake up in the middle of the night, so one of us will hang up first. So this night I hung up because I had a doctor appointment the next morning. So this is the 14th at night. Okay, we're on the phone, whatever. Then it turned to 4 in the morning, so it was now the 15th, and I hung up the phone. Right after I hung up the phone, I was just feeling the most, not intense. So I just felt some pain, okay? Because I'm not even gonna over exaggerate. For me, honestly, it was not that bad, but I had some pain, you know, and it felt like a cramp, and it happened from 4, like right after I hung up the phone. So I was just thinking to myself, like, the baby is mad because I hung up on his dad. Like, I just was really making a joke out of it. So I tried to go to sleep and I could not go back to sleep the entire night. And y'all, if you guys see me talk with my hands, it's because I just talk with my hands. So I could not go to sleep the entire night, and then I had to wake up at around, I want to say I woke up at 6 or 7. So whatever, woke up around 6 or 7, and I got in the shower. Then I went to the bathroom, whatever, to get dressed. And I was just sitting on the toilet, like, because it just felt so good to sit on the toilet. Like, this doesn't sound so weird. Like, I wasn't doing nothing. I just was sitting on the toilet. And, you know, I walked out, and I was finally dressed, and I told my stepdad, I was like, my stomach hurts, like, I'm cramping, you know. And he was like, oh, well, you look like you're about to go into labor. Like, how do I look like I'm about to go into labor? And then my dog was also acting a little weird that morning. So, like, she just seemed off, you know. She wasn't as jittery, I want to say, and happy and stuff. So then he went in the room to my mom, like, oh, you know, she said she's feeling pain, whatever. So I went back to the bathroom because my mom didn't say nothing, like, she just stayed in her room, whatever. So I went to the bathroom and I was just sitting there. Keep in mind, my hair was not done, and I told you guys in the previous video that I had my hair slicked down in the side part. So my hair was not done at this point. I was just sitting on the toilet, and I'm sitting there, and it was like 7:45 or something, 7 something. It was close to 8, and I had to leave at 8 to be at the doctor's by 8:30. And I'm texting my sister, and I was like, Kiana, I think I'm in labor. And she was like, for real? Oh my god. And I was like, yeah, I don't know though. So I was like, I'm not gonna tell mom because what if it's a false alarm? So she was like, okay, whatever. So then I texted her again. I was like, girl, it is 7:50. I'm still on the toilet, and like, I just don't feel like getting up because I don't know why. It just was so weird. Just sitting just felt so, it eased my pain. So she was like, okay, you know, whatever. She was like, well, go to your doctor's and see what happens. So then my mom's like, are you ready? And I finally get up and do my hair real quick, you know, whatever. So it didn't have that much gel on it or nothing, okay. And I used the Red Top Eco, which holds my edges and stuff, but like for overall hair, it does not hold it, okay. So we are in the car, and my mom's like, you don't look like you're in pain. And I was like, yeah, because I don't feel nothing right now. And so I just slapped my leg on my knee, but I was like, yeah, I don't feel nothing right now, you know. And she was like, okay, well, you look like whatever, you know. So then I was like, no, now I feel something. And she was like, are you having a contraction? And I was like, I don't know, I just feel some pain. So then she calls my boyfriend, and he was asleep, and she was like, so my Jay, I think Kayla's having contractions. And he was like, okay, I'm about to tell my mom, because his mom was gone. So he was at the house, and she was just out, you know, in the morning. So we went to my doctor's, and as I was getting out the car, I felt something, like a little wet, like it felt like I peed a little, you know, but I know I didn't pee. So, and it wasn't like a lot, it just felt like a drip, you know. So I was like, whatever, and walked. I wasn't like whatever, but I was like, for me, I'm at the doctor's, so whatever happens, I'm at the doctor's, you know. So I went to the doctor, I signed my name in, and I was like, I think I'm having contractions. And she was like, okay, hold on. She went to the back, and this girl came back, and she was like, well, they told me if you feel like you're having contractions, you need to go to the hospital. So the hospital was right across the street from my OBGYN. So I went to the hospital or whatever, and that was really sad, guys. So my mom had called my boyfriend. She was like, you know, Kayla's going to the hospital right now. He was like, okay, I'm getting ready. And then because there was only one person with me, and I was going to triage, either way, you can't have nobody in triage with you. So I had to leave my mom anyways. But then, like, just, I don't know, me and my mom both cried because, like, I was going to hospital for labor, you know, like I was about to have the baby. And she cried, and I cried, and I hugged, and I left her because I wanted my boyfriend to be with me. So she stayed in the parking lot the entire time though till he came. So finally went to triage. You know, I signed in whatever, I was sitting there, which was really weird because the hospital was like really empty. The waiting room was empty because obviously nobody is allowed, you know, unless you're having a baby or you're the support person, you're not allowed in the hospital. So it was really empty. And so I went to the triage room or whatever, and they hooked me up to the monitor. No, first I had to pee in a cup. I don't know why, but I had to pee in a cup. And then I think to see if my water broke, I don't know, but I didn't tell them that I felt that trickle. So then I went to the bed or whatever, and they put the little bands on me, and I had to have a mask on the whole time, which was really, really irritating. So anyways, I had the mask on. So the lady came in, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna check for your dilation. Keep in mind, 2 weeks ago I got checked, and I was only 1 to 2 centimeters, so I was stuck kind of. So I went to the you know, she checked for my dilation, and she was like, okay, so you're 4 to 5 centimeters, and you're having contractions every 1 to 2 minutes, which I really did not know, because I really didn't know. I remember walking into the hospital, you know, you have to say what you're coming in there for, like on the computer, and sign in, and I just approximately put 4 to 5 minutes because I really didn't know. And no, they're 1 to 2 minutes, and she said, yeah, and they're strong. I was like, okay. I said, so am I staying? Because before, one of the nurses was like, we have to ask the doctor if he wants you to stay, you know, because sometimes people come in there and the doctor just, either they're not dilated enough, their water hasn't broke, you know, a lot of stuff can, you know, contribute to you not staying in the hospital. So because my contractions were where they were at, and my gestational age was where that was at, I was staying. And I remember the way she told me to. She was like, yeah, you're gonna leave with the baby. And I called my mom, and I said, Mom, I'm leaving with the baby. And we were just both crying. And then after that, I had to get sent to my delivery room, straight from the triage to the delivery room. So my boyfriend finally came, and we were sitting there, whatever, you know, and I was taking the contractions good, okay? For me, I was okay. Then she asked me, you know, what do you want for pain? And I really tried not to get the epidural, but I told her, like, if worst comes to worst, I'll get the epidural. So she automatically put me on the fluid just in case, because before you get the epidural, you have to get, I think it's, I don't want to say water. It's some kind of fluid that you have to get put on first. Your body has to take a whole bag of that. Then you're allowed to get the epidural. So she just automatically put me on the bag. And I had the IV and stuff. So then, my boyfriend had come, we're sitting there, then he wanted to go get something to drink because he was thirsty. All he had ate that morning was a croissant. So he went to go for me get his little drink. As that was happening, my mom had called me, so me and my mom are on the phone, and the lady was like, okay, I'm gonna check for your dilation again. So I was like, okay, go ahead. She checked, and as she literally put her fingers in, my water just gushed out. So my mom was like, oh my god, her water broke on the phone. The lady's like, yes, her water broke. And my mom's like, okay, I'm hanging up, I'm calling somebody. So she called my boyfriend, and he ran back in the room, and the nurse was like, it's okay, it's just her water, you can go get your drink. He was like, okay. So he went to go get it, and as this is all happening, she's looking at my water, and she's like, your water is green, so that means that your baby has pooped in your stomach. So she was like, yeah, he's gonna be mech, it's okay, you know, just you have to get a respiratory doctor to look at him. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I wasn't really tripping, honestly. Like, I thought he was gonna be fine, because one of the also another nurse that came in, she had told me like, this happens a lot, so, and they come out fine, like they're fine. So I was like, okay, you know, cool down, whatever. So I got admitted into the hospital at around 10 something. I went into my room at 10 something, so I was in the triage room for a little while, but I think I got admitted at 10:15, I want to say. Keep in mind, I had been feeling pain since 4 in the morning. So I got the epidural. Really don't know what time I got the epidural, but I got it. And I got it at 7 centimeters dilated. And that was whatever. A lot of people say it's hard because you're having contractions and you have to hunch your back over. But for me, it wasn't that hard. I don't know. I don't think I was feeling any pain from a contraction at the time. But I do know that my baby's head was stuck in my hip. So his head was just pushing on my bone, and it hurt so bad. And honestly, I feel like if I didn't have that pain, I would be able to go natural. But since I had that pain and I had the contraction pain, I was just like, I need to, you know, get rid of this pressure. Now I got the epidural thinking that his head going into my hip, that pain was going to be relieved, and it wasn't. And they didn't tell me that till after I got the epidural. She was like, oh no, this only gets rid of the contraction pressure, not that. So I was like, okay, you know what, whatever. Around 7 something, it was time for me to push, and the doctor was doing C-sections. So I had to wait, whatever. But I told them, I was like, I feel like I have to poop, and she was like, no, you know what, the doctor's busy, and you're only 9 centimeters. And I said, okay, but I feel like I had to poop. She was like, no, you know, just wait for the doctor. You're 9 centimeters. I just checked. I said, can you check again? She said, okay. She checked, and I was 9 centimeters. Okay. So they came in 30 minutes later. Not even 30. I don't even know what time it was, but I took a cat nap. I know that. And it wasn't that long because I asked my boyfriend, you feel me, like, when's the last time they came? And he said, not that long ago. So a new nurse comes in because they had switched shifts because it was the time, whatever. It was like the morning time when they switched shifts. So why did the nurse come in and I was 10 plus 2 centimeters dilated? I was 12 centimeters dilated. How do I go from 9 to 12 that fast? I have no clue. Maybe I wasn't 9 to begin with. Who knows? So they're like, okay, we're gonna do some pushing without the doctor. And I said, okay, you know, okay. So they're like, keep your mask on. You want me to keep my mask on while I'm pushing a baby? Are you serious? Like, oh, that was like the hardest part. So I want to say thankfully, but it was kind of bad. But I mean, my baby's healthy, so thankfully, okay. And they said it was normal. And my baby's heartbeat was going down because the pushing and stuff. It was a lot for him. So I got put on an oxygen mask, which helped me because I was able to push. Helped him too because I was able to push better, and I didn't have that stupid mask on constricting my breathing. So they gave me an oxygen mask, so I was able to breathe better. So I got put on the oxygen mask, and the doctor still wasn't there, and I was pushing, and they're like, okay, let's take a break, whatever. The doctor said, wait. Okay, I wasn't waiting that long though, so that was okay. But so we waited, then the doctor came, and I started pushing. I was scared to tear, whatever. So I told myself, like, you know what, we're just gonna get it together and we're just gonna push. So I just finally stopped caring about tearing, and I just pushed. Finally the baby, his head came out, and I don't think, like, I really don't remember, but I want to say I didn't have to push after his head came out. Like, I think he just really just all came out, and I kind of wanted to pull him out, but I wasn't thinking about that when I was giving birth. Like, I was just thinking about getting the baby out. So whatever, he came out, and they didn't lay him on me because he had to go see the respiratory doctor. So the doctor was still in the same room, you know, so they just put him on the bed real quick. Doctor checked him out, he was fine. A lot of people say the placenta, delivering the placenta hurts, and a lot of people say when they push on your stomach hurts, and it didn't hurt me at all. It was kind of whatever. And I had my baby on May 15th at 8:25 p.m. so he was a little night baby, but he was coming 4 in the morning, so it's really crazy. But yeah, and now he's 2 months old, about to be 3 months on the 15th. That's so crazy. But yeah guys, so subscribe, like, you know, comment, keep watching, all that guys.